On July 18, 1984, James Huberty murdered 21 people and injured 19 others. On that morning, James Huberty woke up in his San Isidro home. Despite his routine start, his mind was consumed with dark and violent thoughts. He had lost his job as a welder and couldn't find steady work, which frustrated him deeply. James had a history of erratic behavior and a violent temper. His relationship with his wife, Etna, was often strained, marked by frequent arguments and his unpredictable outbursts. He felt disconnected from society, which he blamed for his problems, and his paranoia and anger grew over time. Feeling increasingly isolated and misunderstood, James fixated on the idea of exacting revenge on society. He decided to act on these violent impulses. On the morning of the attack, he briefly visited a mental health clinic, but his deeply rooted belief that no one could help him led him to leave without seeking assistance. Determined to carry out his deadly plan, James gathered an arsenal of weapons: a 9mm Uzi carbine, a Winchester 12-gauge pump-action shotgun, and a 9mm Browning HP pistol, along with hundreds of rounds of ammunition. This preparation indicated a calculated and premeditated intent to cause maximum harm. At approximately 3:56 p.m., James drove to a McDonald's restaurant in San Isidro. He entered the restaurant armed and immediately began shooting at customers and employees. For 77 minutes, James moved through the restaurant, shooting anyone in his path. The scene was one of absolute terror as people tried to escape or hide from the relentless assault. His rampage resulted in the deaths of 21 people and left 19 others injured. The victims included a wide range of ages, from young children to elderly individuals, all of whom were simply going about their day when the violence erupted. The calculated nature of his attack revealed a monstrous disregard for human life. Amid the carnage, there were also acts of remarkable bravery. Some employees and patrons tried to shield others from the gunfire. A mother tried to protect her child. A teenager helped an elderly man, and employees attempted to guide people to safety. These acts of courage, though unable to stop the tragedy, highlighted the resilience and humanity of those present. San Diego police and SWAT units responded to the scene, but faced challenges due to the layout of the building and the constant gunfire. Despite these difficulties, a police sniper eventually managed to position himself on the roof of a nearby post office and shot James, ending the massacre. The swift and brave actions of law enforcement prevented further loss of life. James's actions were driven by a deep-seated hatred and a twisted desire for revenge. He chose to take out his anger and frustration on innocent people, revealing a monstrous side of his character. James's life ended with a single shot from the sniper, bringing an end to his horrific rampage. His death did not absolve the pain and suffering he caused, but ended the immediate threat he posed. The community was left to mourn the senseless loss of life. The survivors of the attack faced a long and painful recovery, both physically and emotionally. Many were left with lasting injuries and trauma that would impact them for the rest of their lives. The survivors included children who had to witness the horrors of that day, parents who lost their children, and individuals who lost friends and loved ones. In the aftermath of the massacre, the San Isidro community came together in solidarity. Vigils were held, and memorials were created to honor the victims. The community sought to support the survivors and the families of those who had lost loved ones. The victims of the McDonald's massacre are remembered through various memorials and annual commemorations. These efforts ensure that the lives lost are not forgotten, and that the lessons from this tragic event continue to inform efforts to create a safer society. The tragedy also sparked a broader discussion about mental health, gun control, and how to prevent such senseless violence in the future. What are your thoughts? Could this have been prevented with better mental health care? Please like this video, subscribe, and follow for more content.